It's just interesting for me to scroll through content and what the algorithm shows me. When I try and search WoW SoD Fresh, I just don't see very much. There's this video here that is so good. It's one of the top videos. I think it should be number one. No Hit Jerome, we can talk about some of like the gearing guide, but this video here just does an exceptional job showing from the start how to move forward. And there's timestamps in this video for you to go through, but I'll just make it really simple with some basic stuff. First thing being Wild Growth. That's the recommended server if you want to play with other people, Wild Growth Alliance. There's other groups in different places. However, on SOD, basically just Wild Growth is where you want to be. As far as the leveling to start, first one or two levels, just kill stuff, get some quick runes. At the entrance of every starter zone, you can buy all the runes. So that means you just need to get a piece of gear for that slot. And really quickly, you'll get at least level 10. Once you get level 15, you can start thinking about grouping up with people really quickly. And there's these different dungeons that people will do that give a lot of experience. BFD level 25 dungeon, Nomergon level 40. No one really does Sunken Temple level 50 plus as far as what I've seen from the leveling experience, but BFD and Nomergon, if you have a geared level 60, they can carry you through the full thing basically. So lots of experience in these dungeons. Good raid loot that you can use for the next 10, 15 levels. And then incursions are the main other thing to talk about with leveling, where every day you can do these dailies. Starting at level 25 is recommended. Technically, it's 23, 37, and 47. I would just Google Nightmare Incursions, SOD, and you'll find that really easily, the different spots. We could talk about in the future some of the different guidelines that I'd have of how to get through these quests quickly, but simply put, have a group with you, and world buffs really help. A level 60 really helps, but they're extremely good experience and you can do them daily. So the process of leveling between 30 and 60, it really speeds up through these daily incursions that you can do, as well as those dungeons of BFD and Nomergon. I believe those are weekly lockouts, but they give you at least a free level every time that you do them, so easy peasy. And when I say BFT, like you can be level 35 in BFD and still get good experience compared to it being a 25 raid normally. Same thing with Nomergon. I think people still do that at like level 50. Correct me if I'm wrong on any of this stuff in the comments, but once you get to level 60, that's when you really get to play your character with all these different runes. They have a bunch of different synergies with the different abilities that you can press, and it's a lot of depth to cover in one discussion right here. However, main thing is just have a slot, have something in each slot, so then you can put in the runes, and really quickly you'll get gear. As far as gear goes, my recommendation is just start out doing some daily dungeons. Each dungeon that you do, every boss, first time that you kill it in the day, you're going to get these coins. These coins can be used to buy tier 1, tier 2 gear, some other starter gear. Through this, in a couple days of doing a couple dungeons with friends, you're going to get basic gear. From there, BWL and AQ40 is solid, but that real step up come from Nax gear and making sure that you increase your power level of what seal you have. And that is done through the invasion events. So just know there are also two new dungeons that you can get attuned for. My advice is off the bat, get attuned for Ani, Molten Core, BWL. Just do more dungeons. Maybe you could get Exalted Nax, but pretty likely you're just going to get revered with Argent Dawn and have to pay that little bit extra for Nax attunement. Kind of fumbled my words there, but there's some good terminology of different things to say. Basically, you just want to try and find different dungeons to do reels in the first couple days that you're 60. Find a couple people to carry you, and do dungeons. That's my number one piece of advice when you hit 60. Get a couple hundred gold under your belt, and future is boosting alts. It is so broken how powerful this is. It's been around for years, so I don't see it changing anytime soon. It would be really tragic, honestly, if Blizzard removed this. Um, but just know that's the cycle in late game. You quickly can boost alts using tank characters. I believe maybe a mage can do it as well, but the boosting through the invasion events then allows you to get other characters to go through that same process, do a couple later dungeons, later raids. ZG is really easy to do with 15 people. Don't try and make things too complicated. Trying to do all the different hard modes and stuff for more gear, I wouldn't care too much in the short term. I mean, who knows how long people will be playing this game mode, but just killing bosses is, I think, the number one key. Getting more coins, generating more stuff. Don't worry too much about professions until you get to the end game would be another piece of advice that I would have. Just focus on getting that level 60. Some people may say different, and again, I'd be curious the suggestions in the comments. But again, simple advice as far as you're very powerful with these different runes. Find 2 or 3 runes that allow you to just blast down mobs, work with other people, get through the content, get level 60, blast down more stuff. It's pretty fun. I'll show some gameplay in the future. For now, just continuing to talk about really good guides like this. So definitely subscribe to Mr. GM here. If you are not, I would encourage it. So GG's guys, and until the next one. One thing I forgot to mention is this sleeping bag quest. Lots of sod stuff when it first came out. The idea was discovery, right? Season of discovery, where you're out and doing all these things in the real world. And that's just not the modern game player, right? They want things given to them as fast as possible. So, for that reason, I would just caution you with the sleeping bag quest unless you find someone that has summons. There's people out there with how easy it is to set up warlock networks on SoD. There's guys that have people in every single one of these spots. And unless you're doing that, I wouldn't really recommend the sleeping bag quest. There is some basic rewards that you get, so hooray, that's kind of cool. And these fodder there, they give bars of rested XP. So that's great. I would recommend saving those until you're 50 plus, just so you get more value long term out of them. The shorter, earlier levels are just so fast. But again, what you're seeing here is a whole lot of movement around the world. Where if you don't have a mount, if you don't have ways to travel quickly here, this takes a long time. And I don't think in any way is worth the loss of just focusing on nuking down mobs. Quest experience is higher on SoD, so quests give a ton of experience. You can just kill mobs, especially incursion mobs can be really good to kill. But overall, just wouldn't recommend doing too much of this side discovery stuff. I mean, I can't tell you how to play your game. Obviously, this is me being maybe too focused on that optimal gameplay here, but I just think that you should focus on blasting XP, and very quickly you'll be 60 and can do this side stuff. Again, maybe it's stupid to get this stuff done once you're 60 because you get less benefits, but this cozy sleeping bag, you can have other alts use it. I do think when you log out, it disappears, so it would have to be on a different BattleNet account or in-game account. You can't just log out and use it like a mage portal. But anyways, just something to mention. Focus on the main task. Don't get too sidetracked with the stuff that is discovery mode. So, GG's.